Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of PGC After Dark. Boys, it was a fantastic weekend at the 2026 Pusswich Golf Club Championships presented by Brian Perry, the Cooperators, and it definitely didn't fall short on delivering the drama this year.
Just before we even get into that, welcome back to friend of the show, Ben Davies.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Making his return
Great to be back.
with a smooth intro, like he never left, eh?
It's great to have you back, Benny.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We miss you. Give you
So
a hug after.
as I mentioned, plenty of drama this year. We had some great battles in most flights, both the men's and women's club championship. We'll touch on the senior later when we talk about drama. But we want to start with our D flight. We had... We're not saying a thing yet. Sorry, boys.
Yes, we are.
In second place, falling just a couple shots short of the winner, Greg Bullock, guys. Greg's someone that's out here all the time working on his game. I know I've seen it in the past, but I'm sure you guys have seen it a ton this year. What do we make of it?
Yeah, Greg put in the work. He was grinding constantly, putting green, chipping green. You know what? I won't lie. I was rooting for him. It's too bad to see him come up just short, 3 shots shy. It's yeah. He had a good weekend though. Great weekend.
Really strong finish, but at the end of the day, when you're playing a player the caliber that he was up against, you got to do more than just a really solid last couple days.
And I think we're touching on the perennial net victor here at Pusswich. Strong showings of men's league 2 years in a row. Always fares well in the match play. Last year took it deep. This year, D-Flight champion, 3-shot victory. Cordy, I want you to talk about our D-Flight champion, Daniel Dubois.
A pressure performer is how I describe him. When chips are down, when strokes are involved, no one can quite hang with Double D, as he's come to be known in some very popular men's league recap emails. Just a terrific player, and we're lucky to have him here.
Yeah. Congrats, Dan.
We jump up to C-Flight now. We look at a couple players. Again, another close tournament. It was actually made closer on the final day, and a nice 3-shot comeback from our eventual victor, Colin Puttiford. I believe that's Colin's first flight victory in a Pusswich Golf Club Championships. His spouse and partner and life partner, obviously, Heather Puttiford, a multi-time Pusswich Golf Club Ladies Club champion. Again, we'll talk about the ladies' side in a few moments.
Yep.
But Johnny, what did you see from Colin this weekend, and what do you think allowed him to overcome the Monday scaries and come away with partner?
Well, I saw a round in the 70s on round 3. If you want to talk pressure performer, that family just knows how to golf. I mean, there's not much else you can say about it. He came and got it on the final day after being a couple shots down, heading into that third round, going out and firing a 79 and under tough conditions and immense pressure that always is the final round of club championships. I mean, you got to tip your cap to that. It was just phenomenal, consistent golf he played.
Absolutely, and I mean, not only did he overcome Greg Pierce, who finished in second, a good showing from Greg.
Really good.
Also overtook Mike Hughes, and coming from a few shots back and jumping over multiple players on the leaderboard.
Yep.
Matty, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, but something that some of us foresaw on Sunday evening, I don't know if you guys recall, but a member of the show did call Colin Puttiford as the eventual winner of the C-Flight. Thank you for that one. Yeah, really strong performance. Great mental from him to come from behind against a couple of really good, really steady C-Flight players. We all know C-Flight's dangerous. Guys can go low.
One of the more dangerous guys in C-Flight that I think fell a little bit short this weekend of his own expectations, and likely ours as well, Jamie Welch. Ben, you're a big whoop band guy. You understand the importance of rest and recovery. How much of an impact do you think that rest and recovery really really does matter for a round of golf, especially the third round of a club championship. Could lack of sleep or poor sleeping conditions, have affected his third and final round?
As Jonathan mentioned, big proponent of Whoop, and if we could show you the Jamie Welch Whoop chart live, we would, with some technical difficulties. But yeah, sleep, recovery, and strain are your metrics. They're the most important things, and I'm sure Welch's recovery was not even on the wavelength spectrum. It was worse than red. I don't know what that is, but it's a guy who, he's won it a couple times. He comes into this wanting some more, but at the same time, do you just lose your drive? We see teams win back-to-back all the times. We see the Lightning. We see the Panthers. And we see Welch. And, it's really, you're up there with the greats at that point after two.
Yep.
You got Stamkos, Jamie Welch. And, sometimes you just fall a little short. And I don't think Welch's head was in the game heading into Monday.
Steven Stamkos and Jamie Welch in the same sentence. Not something the folks at home thought they were getting tonight.
Well,
No, sir.
we're talking about peak performance, and here we are. Speaking of peak performance,
Heard it was a comfy couch, though.
big red comfy couch. B-Flight we want to jump up to
And
now.
before we get to B-Flight, I thought I'd just let it marinate a little bit. Talking about posting scores on the Golf Canada handicap tracking app. Can you attest, as a member of the handicap committee, how important it is to post scores?
It's arguably the most important playing around if you keep a handicap. It just, if you're going to play in these events, having an honest handicap keeps things fair for everyone involved.
Yeah, that's how things get flighted. We see some great battles because of the handicap, and sometimes we see some lopsided wins. But yeah, definitely important.
I know you're not an Instagram guy anymore. Are you a Yip Strickler follower?
Unfortunately, I'm not familiar.
Well, essentially what he does is he goes around and monitors net tournaments across the United States. And he calls out sandbaggers. I might be sending him an email.
Johnny's got Yip, I've got the Yips. It's all around us. Yips
You know who doesn't have the yips? Chipping? 40. We fixed him today.
Shot a 38 with a triple bogey on the front nine. Good men's league round from Matt Ford. But let's get back to business here, folks. And when we talk about B-Flight, it started off close. We had two players atop the leaderboard with 78s, Michael Turco and Helmut Bauer. But over the next 2 days, Jonathan, it was all first-time player, long-time watcher, Michael Turco.
Yeah, always been a big fan of the show. And clearly he was a big fan of the pressure of a final round on Monday afternoon, coming down the stretch of PGC with tying his low round on the week with a 74, back-to-back 74s to secure a B-Flight victory with a total of 226. That's, he just outclassed the field, really.
Yeah, it's good shooting. I believe when it comes to Michael Turco, people have been calling him a top 2 Turco.
Yep.
I won't get into semantics with legitimate rankings, but top 2 is where he's been slotted. And speaking of top 2, tied to Jerry Nippert and Helmut Bauer, a couple of our more experienced players here, a couple of our more interesting players here. Really great round. Ben, what'd you see from them?
It's always fun watching Helmut and Jerry play. Two very, how do I say this in
Quiet?
English? Distinct golf swings. Of course, Jerry Nippert, he's got the big closed stance, come right over the top and hit a nice shot. The guy's been doing it for years, also a handicap champion. But Helmut Bauer, just when you think he's got 18 clubs in the bag, you realize 4 of them are drivers and he's only got 12. It's fun to watch. Fun to listen to. You don't even have to watch. The guy's got a voice for radio. They played in a fun group on Monday. I believe it was Helmut Bauer, Jim Butler, Mark Lennon, and Clive Holmes. One of the quieter groups out there. But speaking of what you were missed if I didn't mention is, guys, the weather this weekend. Something you don't always see at Puslin. Sunny and warm most of the time, but Saturday we really struggled, and the golf gods rained down on us. Boy, rain they did.
Well, the golf gods rained on the golf course. not necessarily on some of the individuals in the field. I'm having a tough time tonight, boys, I won't lie. On some of the individuals in the field, as that's when we saw some of the lower numbers out there with Jeff Hadaway going 4 under through a stretch of 6 holes, Aaron Petro firing a 64. Those were they were optimal scoring conditions.
Yeah, a little softer out there, play a little bit more aggressively to pin locations. Not surprised that those are two guys we saw somebody take it low on that day.
And you know, I love the fact that we were able to complete our second round throughout the rain. We've got the best members in the world, and the fact that they were able to rally around it and understand the importance of this weekend and this tournament. And go, you know what? I don't normally play in the rain, but I've got to do it today, and I think it's going to be something that's talked about for years to come.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, we saw 4 of our 5 underpar rounds in the tournament come in that second round downforce. So impressive showing for sure, and just goes to show how important course conditions can be.
Yes.
And if we talk about course conditions, I mean, our A flight here, second round 72 from Tom Marshall, the lowest score in the A flight all weekend long. And Tom, no stranger to winning here at Plus Lynch.
Nope.
Johnny fell a little bit short in the senior, but takes home another A flight victory.
He did, and he had a phenomenal final group, a front row seat to that battle, which we'll get into momentarily in the senior final group. But just a solid weekend from Tom overall. Senior champion from 2 years ago. Maybe didn't have his best stuff last year, but just 3 really solid rounds of golf this year to take home the A flight by 4 strokes. Just really outclassed the field and a tough young competitor in Luca Turco with a phenomenal showing to finish runner-up in that A flight. What did you see out of Luca's game this weekend, Matt?
I pumped his tires all weekend long. I don't regret it, even though he fell short in the end. One of our brightest young stars here at Plus Lynch Golf Club. Love watching him swing the golf club. It's almost a Scotty Scheffler type move. Bit of happy feet going on.
Get the happy feet going.
Bit of happy feet going on. Yeah, great showing from Luca, and we would be remiss to not mention that Tom Marshall played the entire weekend battling through an injury that caused him to take a golf cart, which, if you know Tom Marshall,
something you don't often see.
it just doesn't happen.
You know what they say, tough times don't last, tough people do. Tom Marshall, one of our tough coaches here at Plus Lynch. And now, before we jump over to the ladies' side, I want to talk a bit about our senior championship, as we just alluded to, on the topic of Tom Marshall, 3rd place in this year's senior club championship. But guys, what a battle at the top it was. 2 guys who grew up together playing here, both former men's club champions. Jeff Hadaway 2 times, Kevin Warner, one of his own, coming down the stretch, and they gave us a battle for the ages.
Yeah, I think we both had a really good seat to that. I know you guys spent a lot of time following that final group, but buzzing around on the back 9, watching the 3 final groups play. Jeff and Kevin put on a show. The fact that we haven't had a playoff here that I can remember. I would love to know historically when the last time we had a playoff here at PGC was. For fans at home, if you do happen to know, please write in. Write our creative directors.
Comment down below.
Yep.
Like and subscribe. Smash the like button.
Follow all that jazz, right? But that was phenomenal. I mean, just 2 really good golfers, even better friends, going at it. 2 Cambridge Rivulets. Love to see that. Nothing but straight entertainment from those 2 on the final round.
Always. Matt, as Jonathan mentioned, they gave us our first playoff, but what got us into that playoff was a Jeff Hadaway bomb from the back of the green to a tucked back left pin. Tough putt. You're never quite sure which way it's going to break. Jeff, historically a fantastic 2-putter, doesn't usually find the bottom of the cup in his first one, but he sure did that day. And what can you speak on about Jeff's persistence and unwillingness to give up?
Some people may recall at one point accused Jeff Hadaway, apologies, of being unable to handle the bright lights. And he shoved my entire foot into my mouth with his performance this past weekend.
Impressive.
Like Ben said, so persistent, just kept knocking on the door. A difficult first day for him, a 77, and it didn't matter. He came out Sunday morning, played great in tough conditions, 69 to get himself right back in there, and then a bit of an uncharacteristic long putt made. Like Ben said, great two putter, but he snuck a one putt in when he needed it most.
Battling back and shooting even par collectively in rounds 2 and round 3 is impressive, but the hard work's paid off. He's taken that chalk line out there on the putting green, and he's grinded this year. You can't omit that. So really, it shouldn't come as a surprise that he was able to make a putt in a big moment like that and send it to a playoff. I think he got a little unlucky with the lie he drew for his third shot in that playoff hole. It's just, you never quite know how it's going to come out of the thick stuff here, especially around 18. I think he's played it the best he could, and just had one slip by. But again, phenomenal entertainment. But our champion, Kevin Warner, I hope I can swing it like that when I'm 67 years old.
I hope I can swing it like that when I'm 27.
Impressive.
Yeah, hits the ball a lot farther than you'd expect, given
Yes.
his advanced age. But it's a lot of fun to watch. It's a really smooth swing that just generates a lot of speed.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, fun to play with Kevin as well. And guys, honestly, I think Kevin it was his first senior club championship this year. He had to be the favorite going in. You see other guys winning majors in their first time. You got Phil Mickelson, Padraig Harrington, Zach Johnson. The guys come out there and they just light the place up in the Champions Tour. Kevin did no different, and I think it really showed.
Yeah, DraftKings did have him at minus 750, so
There we
yeah,
go.
place a good one to make some money there.
Anyways, we talk about people. Before you mentioned the bright lights with Jeff, and Scotty Scheffler said a couple weeks ago, some people want to be in the arena and some people don't. And if we talk about someone that wants to be in the arena, let's talk about our ladies' A-Flight champion, Irene McMurtry. Matt, her first A-Flight championship, pulling out a one-shot victory
Over
Dan
defending.
Forrest, defending A-Flight champion. How did she get it done this weekend?
Some really steady golf. She kept right there heading into round 2, only 4 shots back, and from there it was just down the middle on the green. Lots of simple golf from Irene, shooting a final round 90 to claim a one-stroke victory over a championship medal player, Dan Forrest. What did you see from Dan?
Just, again, more consistency. I don't think she quite had it the way she did last year. Scores were a little higher than last year. Is that due to lack of practice, maybe a little overconfidence? Was her caddy the issue? I don't know. But I think, I'm not sure it's back to the drawing board and start from scratch again from Dan, but I think there's definitely cause for some reflection after this year's performance.
Yeah, I don't think it's back to the drawing board at all for Dan. I think she's going to be up there for years to come. Very solid player, clearly can handle the pressure, and just couldn't quite get it done this year. But congratulations, Irene.
Good job, Irene.
Now we jump up to the ladies' championship flight, and guys, this is where things get fun.
Yep.
As one would expect, it really came down to the same two players it does most years, that being Heather Puttiford and Shelley Taylor. Shelley, a stalwart here at Puslinch Golf Club over the decades. Several club championships to her name. I dare try and count how many. It's that high. But the past 2 years, it's been Heather Puttiford who's come away with the parking spot. And this year proved no different, no matter how close it was.
Yeah, I think that one was a really fun one to watch down the stretch with those two ladies saving their best for last. Both of them posting their best scores of the tournament on day 3, our final round, which really is all you can ask for. The ladies gave us a show. It was, I think, we take a lot of pride in women's sports, as we talked about, so putting them the third last group of the day so that when they got to round that corner on 18, they got to experience the gallery at its best as well. I think that was a fantastic move by all of us here, tournament officials. I look forward to seeing that rivalry continue to grow and develop. But again, to have our victor by one shot, what more can you ask for?
It was fantastic. And Matt, something we need to mention is this was the first year that the ladies championship flight had played a full 3 rounds, same as the men. What can you speak about the differences and the way you approach a tournament when it's 3 rounds versus just 2?
I think when you have a 2-round tournament, you've got one sleep involved. You're locked in for sort of by the time you tee off on the first day, to finish on the second day, just over 24 hours versus a whole 72-hour window where you've got to be on your game and you've got to be preparing and focused. And we've all played in golf tournaments, 54 holes. It's an absolute grind to get through all that mentally. And I do also want to give a shout out to Heather Putterford, who injured herself in round 2 and battled through it to claim victory.
Again, winners win. They know how to get it done. And guys, before we jump into our men's championship flight, Jonathan, I just want to ask you about our tournament sponsor, Brian Perry, the Cooperators. Once again, he's participated. He's helped us out. He's put on this event. It's a great championship and what it's become. And what can you say about all that's been done with this event over the past few seasons and how Brian's been a part of it?
Well, I mean, I think Brian and his family are everything that he's strived to be here at Coastal Golf Club. He's done nothing but good for this golf course. His unwavering support and the time and effort he puts in to making this golf course so special and people he brings around and we love having Brian here. We love everything he stands for and the fact that he's able to contribute and support this event and help us get it to where it is today. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time. And we're incredibly lucky to have him.
Fantastic, as we are. And guys, that leads us in to our championship flight. Now, it came down again to 2 players from last year, Petra and Scott Herod, but a little closer this year than it's been in the past. Scott playing in his 2nd Postage Club championship, and he got up to a hot start with that 3-shot lead on day 1.
Yep.
As we know, Aaron came out with a 64 on day 2 in the rain, took things by the reins, had a 2-shot lead heading into the final round, and Matt, you followed them all day. What did we see from Aaron?
Aaron probably played one of the sloppier tournaments I've seen him play in my life. Really a great 9 holes catapulted him to victory, but I think Aaron would probably tell you that the driver specifically was something that he was fighting with. We saw him put one out of bounds on 12, leading to a double, I believe, that put him 1 shot back. But again, this just goes to speak to having the experience and having been there before, him being able to steady the ship, get back in the fight, claw back in, and ultimately take the win from an extremely good golfer in Scott Herod.
Yeah, and Johnny, you've known Scott for a long time. Scott, a very strong golfer, always has been, has the firepower, as we saw at 68 on day 1.
Mm-hmm.
Shot scores of 68, 69, 70. I mean, that's a good tournament in
That's
those
solid.
conditions. We had a beautiful day Saturday, treacherous day Sunday, and Monday. It was nice, but the winds were up. And Johnny, how did Scott fare this weekend, and why do you think he just couldn't quite get over the hump?
I think that when you get into the back 9 in the final round of the golf tournament, as much as you try and focus on playing your own game, I think it really does turn into match play. And I think, they've played enough golf together in tournament golf in the area to know each other's game and what they're capable of. And there was there were a lot of momentum shifts on that back 9. I don't think it was anything that Scott necessarily didn't do well. There's a 1-shot victory. We could all go back and look at a round here where, it was a shot here or a shot there that maybe we'd like to turn out a little differently. One that stands out for me would be the 14th hole, where he pulled hybrid off the tee, just a normal, a comfortable club for him, and unfortunately he pulled one into the right trees and had to punch out. That's one that stands out that could be 1 shot of difference between, a safe play into the fairway where Aaron was able to find the center of the face on that drive, put it up near the green, chip in a putt, and all of a sudden he's got honors on the 15th tee box. One that definitely went against Scotty was that putt that Aaron made on 15. Pin was middle to back left. Aaron hits it long, just long. He's on the fringe, and he hits a
Jeff Hadaway-esque
Yes.
putt.
Swinger from the back fringe that, you know what, the pace was good and he's probably going to two-putt it, but, you know, it ends up dropping and there's nothing that you can do you got to step up and try and make a putt. And Scott put a good putt on it from beneath the hole, hit a really good putt, and it was a great 3, but that one just, it's tough to sit with.
It was definitely a bit of both. We all know Aaron did step on it. Jonathan, we got to talk about it. Aaron, with his 6th Post Golf Club Men's Club Championship, tying your record.
That's correct.
Your brother.
Yes.
You talked a bit about his back nine, but what did it mean seeing him come down the 18th hole, 1-shot lead, and when he made that putt, what was going through your head?
Well, you know, you try and stay unbiased, I guess, as tournament director. I can't control any of the golf that actually goes on out there. I mean, we can do whatever we want in terms of social media and preparation and ensuring everybody has a good time. But at the end of the day, family is family. And yes, I always want to see Aaron do well. Scott's a good friend. Yeah, it's always pretty cool to see that and to see how close it was this year. See that winning putt drop. Yeah, it made me happy, very happy. I will not lie.
It was definitely fantastic to see. And Matt, I think a very jovial look on Aaron's face coming off that 18th green. He's had some blowouts in the past, and this one I think was a little bittersweet for him. And coming away with that 1-shot victory and proving he can get it done under immense pressure.
Yeah, I think he felt it a little bit this year more than he has in the past, just with the opportunity to tie his older brother, who I know, though he maybe won't admit it oftentimes, does look up to a lot.
He's handsome too.
Yeah, and it's, you know, I won't speak for you, Ben. It's been really cool for me to be here at Westlands Golf Club during the Petro era. It's always cool to watch greatness.
It really is, and I think greatness is what we have right now. It's 12 straight years of Petro Men's Club Championships. And Johnny, just before we sign off here, I just want to get your thoughts on how the weekend went overall, everything from Friday night's member barbecue to Monday's closing putt. How do you feel this weekend went, and what can we look forward to next season?
I think the weekend overall was fantastic. Like I said, that rain day, while it would have deterred a lot of people and I think a lot of other clubs, I think it was fantastic. I think it's something that our members are going to look back on for a long time. And hey, do you remember that time we had to suck it up and play through the rain? So it was kind of cool to see. The barbecue was phenomenal, as always. Rod, Daryl, Felicia, the Innuendo, they killed it. They knocked it out of the park. They always do, so we appreciate them and their time and their expertise, their musical expertise. Long drive contest was a phenomenal ad. This year, I think that's something that'll definitely be back. Last year, food was great. Girls did an outstanding job in the kitchen, but then the golf tournament itself, I think it's something we take great pride in here at Postles Golf Club, is putting on a good weekend. You know all about that. And it's just an enjoyable, it's a different weekend. The atmosphere here is different. The feeling on the first tee, as the players walk up, putting green, you can tell there's something in the air, there's something different about the August long weekend here at Postles Golf Club. And one of my favorite parts is just the gallery that we get, both behind the 18th green, and then as soon as a lot of players finish their round, grabbing a cart or walking out to follow the final groups along. That's one of the coolest scenes to me, is seeing everybody park kind of in front of the 18th green. That green is surrounded. Very Tiger-esque at the Tour Championship. I know you remember that one quite well. But yeah, that's always a special feeling to see.
And now, guys, I did lie. We have one more topic I want to cover that we didn't touch on in this leaderboard. But Jonathan, August 17th, 18th, we've got the Postage Golf Club Junior Club Championships occurring this year, and someone who was actually a part of that final threesome, Evan Vogel, defending champion.
Yep.
Came away victorious last year over Landon Clark. What does Evan need to do to try and defend his championship and keep his name on that trophy?
I think he's just got to draw on the experience playing in that final grouping with Aaron and Scott, seeing how both of them handle the pressure. And Evan had a phenomenal weekend. It's maybe he fell a little bit short of what he wanted on that back nine on Monday. Now, although he was out of contention, I think it's a great learning opportunity for him to have played in front of the gallery. He was very much in control during last year's tournament. I would wholeheartedly endorse that he is the betting favorite going into this year's. So we'll have to see what type of game he's going to bring. But I think if he plays his game, then he's going to be my pick. That's for sure.
And Matt, just quickly, in a few weeks' time, what do you think Evan needs to focus on in the preparation weeks leading up to come away with that second club championship?
Evan Vogel, we know how talented a player he is. He's a guy with him. It's happened to a couple of us here. It's all between the ears. A guy who I think we all know has maybe battled some tournament yips in the past. Seems to be over them now with that big win last year. I look forward to watching him play, and he would be my pick right now if I had to make one.
Awesome, guys. I look forward to it. Thank you, as always, for joining the show. Thanks for having me back here. It's been a pleasure. And, guys, we'd like to thank, once again, our sponsor, Brian Perry, the Cooperators, for putting on this event. Thank you to Pusswich Golf Club for hosting us all weekend long. Congratulations to our champions, Heather Putterford, the Ladies Club champion, with her third straight, Aaron Petro, his sixth Men's Club championship, and Kevin Warner, his first Senior Club championship. And guys, look forward to seeing everyone back here in a couple weeks.
Thanks for
Can't
having
wait.
us.
Have a great night.
See you, everybody.